And do you target the hotel differentiated between the locals and your tourist trade? Do you encourage both, or do you want to encourage
I would encourage
one or the other?
both as much as possible. I think that the locals don't really use us. I know that the hotel used to be the hub of the village a long time ago, and there was a lot of people who would go to the public bar, but we haven't specifically got a public bar anymore. We've got more of a hotel bar, so I understand it's maybe not suitable for everybody to go to. They may want more of a pub environment. But we do get people who come in. I had a local in last night, and we had 15 locals in for dinner. So a lot of people will come in for the dinner side and then have a few drinks, but we're not really that environment where people can kind of sit at the bar. And in all honesty, I don't really want people getting rowdy and standing at the bar. And you know, we haven't really got potentially what they're possibly looking for. But the locals are exceptionally important, and you know, I would encourage them to come in as much as possible, give them various discounts, or you know, we used to do community booklets and we posted them around everybody's door to try and entice people to come in and just experience what we're doing, because sometimes being a hotel, perceptions are not as you want them to be.
Are you tying in with other businesses as well? You know, sort of cruises up Loch Ness and
We do have an affiliation with Cruise Loch Ness at the bottom in Fort Augustus, and then also Jacobite Cruises as well. People can book online from our own website. You can also pre-book, and there's like a 10% discount that they would give us if people book through the hotel. I have tried to do affiliations with other restaurants, because there's another couple of strong restaurants as well, so I thought it may be an idea to kind of work. But sometimes my thoughts on things just aren't reciprocated, which can be a little bit difficult. But there's another activity centre that I'm wanting to work with. It's just sometimes you struggle in the rural part of Scotland with having activities available on a regular basis. So you can't kind of phone up and say, oh, can I have clay pigeon shooting at 2:00? But it's, oh, we don't do clay pigeon shooting on a Tuesday, we only do it on a Thursday. Or whitewater rafting, it's only when the dam gets let, you know. And so you struggle sometimes with being able to offer a full package, and this can be quite difficult. But I think you just have to try and be as adaptable as possible.
So in terms of your visitors, do you actively encourage them to partake of the other activities? I mean, do you try and sort of create the full experience for them?
As much as we can.
Based at your hotel, but
well, that's the whole idea is, and it's been really interesting. This year we've had a lot more people stay for longer periods of time, so they haven't just been the one night stay and then go off elsewhere. I'm not sure if that's the fuel prices or just the nature of people coming to the area, but people seem to be staying for, like, say, 3 nights plus, which is great for me, because it's really infuriating people coming to Fort Augustus, especially on like coach tours, and they're only in the village maybe for 20 minutes and they've done Loch Ness, you know, and that's not what it's about. It's about coming to Scotland and getting the bigger picture and getting the bigger experience, because there's loads to see, and there's loads of walks and cycles, and you know, the forestry is just up from us, and you encourage people to ditch the car and you know, take a cycle or go for a walk in the area. And it's about putting those packages together so that you're not giving a closed look on coming to the hotel. They can actually visualise what they're going to get before they even get there.
Mm-hmm. What do you do in the way of capturing, I mean, you in your business, capturing customer feedback? What do they tell you is what is your wow, which is the one that we were talking about today?
Right.
What's your...
capturing feedback, we have done it either through the Dove project here, but specific to the hotel, we've got, I've just launched another customer feedback form, which is compatible for both the restaurant and then also for the hotel. So it means you're getting a bigger pool of information, rather than just having something specific for the restaurant for those people coming in and specific to people staying in the bedroom. We also use SurveyMonkey quite heavily, so people can write comments on on SurveyMonkey through thank you letters, because everybody who stays with us gets a thank you letter or a thank you card, and they then have the opportunity of going onto either our website and using SurveyMonkey or clicking onto a link, and then that information would be exactly the same as what's on the card, so then we can figure out what people find great about us, or where we need to improve. Other feedback is through TripAdvisor. We have 50 reports on TripAdvisor, which is pretty big considering another hotel may only have say 5 or even 10, but we encourage people to go on there because we realise that a lot of people do use TripAdvisor and it's a very powerful tool. There's something else that we're using at the moment, and coming to your kind of like wow factor, is there's a free program called Wordle on the internet, and what you do is all the comments that people have put forward about your business or people or whatever, you put that in, and the more times it recognises, say for example friendly, we get friendly that comes out a lot, so the word gets bigger and bigger, and then the smaller, the words that maybe only said once are very small, so I'm waiting until we've inputted a lot more detail and then blow it up, and it's just really interesting to kind of see what people like about your business, about friendly, professional, customer focused.
I've got some examples of that that Karen Gorm did for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
Do you? Okay, well they're called cloud text.
Cloud text, yeah.
Yeah, so that's really powerful for us. Feedback is also verbal. We record as much feedback as we can, and
Caroline, is there anything that you've changed as a result of the feedback, or anything that really did quite surprise you? You thought you knew that, in fact, you didn't know as well as, and you've changed the process or something?
I suppose there's loads of stuff. I think one, it's not a mega fault that we have, but we try and please a lot of people, and it's sometimes very difficult when you get a huge amount of feedback to try and sift through what you need to change straight away, or what you can maybe leave for a little bit longer. We've changed the format of where people dine. So we used to have the conservatory was a seating area, and now we've made that more into the brasserie, and that has proved exceptionally successful. Whereas the other area that people would eat in was a little bit darker, and I think a lot of people like to see what's in and around them and like the open spaces, so we altered that. There's loads of kind of smaller changes that we've done, information that we've made readily available for people, and at the moment with this whole kind of downturn in the economy, we're trying to figure out what people's needs and wants are as well, and try and kind of tap into that, and it's quite interesting. You think that people would want things free, but not really, they're wanting added value, and so that's what we're trying to offer people more so than anything else, kind of exceeding the expectation, what they think they're going to get for their money, and then just adding a couple of pluses on top of it, which is again maybe a wow factor.